Hey audio team, just wanted to make this video to kind of talk a little bit about audio policy for 2020 and a little bit beyond. I guess the first thing to note is that we don't have a policy that is current or final right now, and with all of the room changes, we probably won't have one for a little while. But what we do want to do is kind of find the best scenario for us right now. What does it mean for the state that the room's in, with the balcony gone, with kind of half of the acoustic treatment in, all these kinds of things, all these big changes that have happened and will continue to happen, where should we be sitting right now? I guess we just need to recognize that it's a super sensitive topic for both pastors, congregation members, and you as operators. And kind of taking all of these considerations into place, we need to decide where we're going to sit. There have been a number of noise complaints recently, especially once the congregation have come back into the room, and it's so different to what it used to be. We just need to really make a change now, and I'll explain a bit about how we're going to do that and how we're going to track things. So I think for right now, the best case scenario is that we hit around about 87 decibels on average with our current measurement tools, which is Trend. So that is softer, significantly softer than we have previously done, previously hit as a target, but I think the trade-off is going to be worth it. And what we should really be talking about is those subjective goals about how the room feels, how the mix sounds, kind of balance between all the instruments. And that's really the target of where I want to be taking discussion moving forward. We won't be sitting at 87 forever. We will, as the room continues to change, I expect be able to raise that volume once more. This is really just a now situation that we're going to find ourselves in, where the room is so live that any kind of additional energy in the room is really, really impactful. I think more than it kind of previously has been noticed. So for that, obviously Trend is installed on the computer. You do need to use it. Obviously that's connecting to the SPL meter that we kind of purchased last year. The key thing that you're going to look at, there's two things. It's measuring in dBA slow. Again, I'm not going to get into the details of why we use dBA slow. If you want to do some more reading, that's cool. So the current volume is shown in dBA slow up here, but your average volume is what we want to be targeting as kind of the final metric. And that is this yellow arrow here with a number there. So as the volume becomes above a threshold of exposure, then it starts measuring that volume as an average. And that final average target, we want to be hitting around 87. And yeah, I can talk more about that with you if you like, but this is that final target, 87. Now, when you're done with the service, like I said in a text post the other day, like I do need you to start sending that through to me again. I fixed up some technical issues. To send it through, it's super easy. All you need to do is click the current volume, name it something appropriate, and send it off. And that's going to send me an email with the current average, your maximum volume, all these kinds of details. And so we can get a bit of a log of how we're hitting those targets. That's about as complex as it is. So probably just moving the conversation forward a little bit, what I would say as what I would like to see and hear from your mixes is really I guess improvement's the wrong word, but really putting effort into how we use, in particular, bass frequencies. So things like kick, bass, toms, these kinds of instruments like low synths. All this is really going to add a lot of feel to the room without necessarily impacting our overall SPL volume. I think if we can lean more on those frequencies, we're going to get a much better room feel without it feeling like really narky and taking your head off. Where audio engineers tend to lean too heavily on, say, electrics, mid-rangey synths, really narky vocals, that's really, I think, where we see a lot of the impact of this. Like, oh, it feels loud. Like, it feels loud to me, so I'm going to make a complaint. Where in reality, we can see, that volume is not hitting anywhere unsafe. So it's really just a comfort thing we're talking about. That's kind of my piece. So continue to have the discussion. Let's keep it around how the room feels and hit the target of about 87. If we're a little iffy either way, that's okay. And there will be changes coming up. Like as the room continues to change, we're gonna have to readdress this. This is why I wanted to make it a video and not like a policy document. I think we will eventually end up with a policy, but that's not for right now. So yeah, hope that all makes sense. If you've got questions or you want to talk more about it, feel free to start a thread and let's get into it. Cool. All right. See ya.